Was the year 2020 a cursed year?
2020 was definitely a very dark period. But the question is, what kind of darkness? There's two levels of darkness. There's darkness because of the absence of light, and there is darkness because of too much light. If you're sitting in a dark room and suddenly there's a bright light, then you go blind for a moment because too much light. Too much light is dark. So in Kabbalah it says that there are various different levels of godly projections, and all these levels of divine projections are called lights. As we know, oir, different oiros, different lights. But then above all the lights, which are associated with the 10 sephirot, the 10 attributes, there is what we call the Or Ein Sof, the infinite light, and that is referred to as Kessar. Kessar is the Or Ein Sof. It basically means Hashem's light unfiltered. That level is called darkness, not light. The reason it's called darkness is because it's so bright, it's so intense, that there's no way we can absorb it and understand it. Again, Kessar, it's above our mind, it's above our heads. Now we, the Jewish people, are meant to draw the infinite light down in the world. The purpose of creation was to bring down the Eibishter, to bring down God into this world, which means the Or Ein Sof as it is. For that we were given 620 mitzvahs, 613 regular biblical commandments, 7 rabbinic commandments. Together, 613 plus 7 equals 620, which is the same gematria as Kessar. So through the 613 mitzvahs, we download Kessar into the world, and when Mashiach comes, Kessar is revealed. As we say, V'yitnu lecha, we will give to Hashem Kessar melucha, the crown of kingship. And that is the crown of Mashiach. That is the light of the Geula, a very powerful light. Now, Kessar is associated with the letter Chaf. The letter Chaf is symbolic for Kessar in Chassidus and Kabbalah. Why? So number one, the word Kessar starts with a Chaf. Number two, the letter Chaf equals 20. Now, which word in Lashon HaKodesh is, which means in Hebrew, stands for, is the number 20? It's the word Esrim. Now, the numeric value of the word Esrim, 620. That's Chaf. Now, if you look in your Aleph base chart, you will see that the letter Chaf appears twice. 2 Chafs. Why are there 2 Chafs in the Aleph base? It is explained again, because in Kessar there is 2 levels. There is the external level of crown, and then there is the inner element of the crown. 2 dimensions of Kessar. And what are we meant to download into the world? We are meant to download the entire crown, both the outer level of the crown and even the innermost of the crown, which is Hashem himself. When we complete that, we have Mashiach. Now, when did we start that download? When Hashem told Avram Avinu, Lech Lecha. Hashem, Avram is the first Jew, started keeping mitzvahs as a preparation for the giving of the Torah. In the word Lech Lecha, you have 2 Chafs, 20, 20. Now, it's quite possible to say, as the Rebbe told us already, that we have completed already bringing down all the godliness needed for Mashiach. So as we hit the year 2020, it seems like the download has been completely completed. And even though it might sound as a chiddush that we're giving significance to a secular date, we find in Svarim that there is sometimes Kabbalistic explanations on a secular time. For instance, the Oyev Yisrael, the Apterav in the Sefer Oyev Yisrael says regarding the month of Iyar, which we all know the month of Iyar is a month Mesugal, it is very, very conducive for Refuah. He says that the month of Iyar corresponds to the month of May. And May, he says, is Mem Yud, which is 50, which symbolizes, he says, the 50 gates of Bina for where Refuah comes from. So therefore, it is okay to find even godly significance, even in the most mundane things, and especially a year like 2020, which will forever be in the minds of humanity, of the most powerful year of what happened. So, Epinemius, on a deeper level, what happened on 2020? A real deep, highest completion of the deepest download was downloaded in the world, ready for Mashiach. But because Kessar is called Choshech, darkness, it is perceived yet, as we stand today, before we can open up the file and get a better look at what's really going on, it seems to us as darkness. That's why we say it's 2020 is hindsight. That means only after 2020 we can look back and see the brightness, the truth of what the year was really all about. So regarding we find also that what happened in the year, what's the main event that happened in the year 2020? The main event that happened in the year 2020 was, obviously, Corona, which interestingly starts with the sound of a chaf, because a kuf, a chaf. But more than that, Corona means crown. The virus looks like a crown. That's why they call it Corona, crown, which means what you can see clearly in the world, that there is a Kessar energy in this world. What happened when Corona hit the world? The entire world was suspended. Everybody stopped doing what they usually do. Why? Because when the king walks in, especially if he's wearing his crown, everybody bows down. The entire world stopped, froze in its tracks to receive this higher corona, this higher crowning. The other thing, who's the first person who touched the crown? Who's the first person who received the Orein Soif, the light of the Eibishter as it is, without any limitations? Moshe Rabbeinu. Because Moshe Rabbeinu is the one who goes up to Har Sinai to receive the Torah, to receive the Luchos. Now, it says from Rabbeinu Sadia HaGoyen that how many words are there in the Luchos? In Aseres HaDibros? 620. Because the Torah and the mitzvahs, as we said earlier, is Kessar, the crown. And that's why 620 words. So who's the first person who we can say caught the coronavirus, received the crown? It was Moshe Rabbeinu. That's why as soon as Moshe receives the crown, what does the pasuk say? Moshe's face was so light, so bright, so intense, no one can look at his face. Why? Because the light of Kessar is blinding. And what did Moshe Rabbeinu do? Vayiten al panav masveh. He put on his face a mask. What is the most striking feature in the year 2020? The human face has changed. Every human being in the world has been placed a mask on his face. It's possible to say that as a result of all the Torah mitzvahs that we have done in channeling the crown down into this world, it's not just Moshe Rabbeinu's face that is shining with this infinite brightness. Every human face is projecting already the lights, the truth of godliness. It's just that as we stand right now, we still don't see it. For that, we're coming to the year 2021, Tafshin Pei Aleph, which is the time to reveal what happened in 2020.